So there were questions on how I wanted to get the work uploaded onto the Google Drive folders that I shared with you. So if I go ahead and click here with Patrick, this is the folder setup that you should see when you look into the Google Drive shared document, shared folder. And I made a mistake. I put homework and projects, but it should be homework and classwork. So I'm going to rename this to classwork, and I want each of you to do that. So here we have classwork and homework, two different folders. And to start out, let's start out with homework. Ooh, look at Patrick. All right. Well, he's going well, but he's doing things a little bit differently than I want. So let's see, is he doing what he's doing here in homework? Okay, so this is empty. Well, sounds good. Let's go ahead and look at the Blue Pelican textbook. Here's the Blue Pelican textbook. I scroll on down. We look at lesson number 1. And each lesson has a portion where you read and see the details of the lesson, and then they have either exercises or projects or both. And you can see lesson 1 just has a project. It's extremely simple. All you need to do is output this code using system.out.printlines, right? Something very similar to what we did in class. And then here we have lesson 2. We scroll on down, and we have a set of exercises. All right, and lesson 3 I think has both. So if we look here, we have exercises for lesson 3 and a project. All right, and so the first two lessons have only one or the other, but most of these lessons have a project and a exercise portion. All right, so the exercise portion are just going to be short answers, and then the projects are going to be a file. All right, a Java file. And so what I want you to do is here in your homework exercises document, go here. Can we edit this guy? So let's open it. And what I want you to do is go ahead and put in lesson 1, number 1, answer, number 2, answer, and so on. Okay, and then when you go ahead and do lesson 2, I want you to go and do it right here. Lesson 2, 1 period, answer, 2 period, answer, and so on. All right, so this is the way that I want it set up, where you have lesson 1 at the very bottom and you have the most recent lesson up at the top. And just go ahead and copy and paste your work or work on this document. Okay, so that is for the homework exercises. And you can see Patrick, what he did is he put the Java file into this folder. But what I want you to do is in BlueJ, right, you go ahead and go to project. I'll say new project, and I want you to call the file lesson 1. Hit OK. You have your file. You're going to make a new class. You'll call the class, and you'll call it, well, let's see here. I guess we'll call it lesson 1 as well, right? So we'll say lesson 1 or underscore 1 or 1, doesn't matter too much to me. And we'll say OK. And you'll build your project here and you'll save it. Okay. And what BlueJ does is it creates a folder called lesson 1. And so we can go ahead and look for that. I'll hit the magnifying glass, come in here, and I'll say lesson 1, and it should pop up right there. I'll double click on it. Oh, that's not it. So let's do the magnifying glass again. Lesson 1. Well, yeah, I guess, no, that's not it either. 4 items. No. Well, the way that I set up my BlueJ is to save my programs in my documents. So I can go and hit the Macintosh HD icon. I can go to documents here on the side, and I saved mine in APCS Java _Java. So I'll double click on that. and I have lesson 1 here, and that is the folder that contains my Java class file, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it into my projects folder. All right, and so after it finishes uploading, if I double click on projects, I'll have lesson 1 in here, and then I have my BlueJ package. So this is the way that I want you to do your work. Lesson 1 project, you're going to drag the entire folder into the project folder, not like this. Okay. This is actually, I think, classwork. Yeah. So Patrick, you want to put this in a different folder, and I'll show you how to do that now. So we'll come back out here. So I've gone over homework, how I want you to put that into the different folders. And now for classwork, we could ignore AP Labs for now. We're not going to do them just yet. But we can go to classwork. We can ignore Code Creative Projects for now. We want to go into Loo problem sets. And here we have problem set 1. And we go in there, and you should be dragging and dropping all of the folders that have the different problems. And what I want you to do is when you go into BlueJ and you say project, new project, I want you to call it the name of the problem. So problem set 1, lesson A, and then you'll say create, and from there you can name your file whatever it is, or your class whatever it is you want. So what that's going to do is create a folder whose name is P1A, and I want you to drag that P1A into this folder here. Okay. So this folder should be filled with P1A down to P1F, I think is the last one. And then we have problem set 2, which has P2A, P2B, P2 C, and so on, and I want you to drag and drop those into this folder. Yeah, and that's about it. I guess I'll talk about the Code Creative project later, but it's going to be following the same idea, where you'll call the project in BlueJ the name of the project. Right, so we have a Blackjack project. You'd say file, new project, call it Blackjack. You'll create your class files. You'll write your program. It'll be finished, and then you'll go ahead and go into the folder that contains your files, and you'll go ahead and just drag the entire folder into the projects folder, right, on Google Drive. So that's how I want things set up. Hopefully that cleared things up for you. If you have any more questions, let me know, and maybe I'll answer them as they come up, or I'll make another video.